Hello guys. So I'll be solving a easy problem of Leetcode called contains duplicate. So let's take a look over the problem set. So given an integer array nums, return true if any value appears at least twice in an array, and return false if every element is distinct. So problem set is pretty clear, right? If there is any element in array which comes twice or more than twice, we'll be returning true. Otherwise we'll be returning false if all the elements are distinct. So let's take a look at the example. So in example 1, the nums array is 1 2 3 1, and since over here we can see there are duplicate 1, or the occurrence of 1 is more than 2 or at least 2, so it will be returning true according to the problem statement over here. In the example 2, there is 1 2 3 4. So nums contains 1 2 3 4. They are all distinct, so there is no duplicate, hence it's false. And example 3, it's 1 1 3 3 4 3 2 4 2. So clearly after looking at first three elements, we can say it should return true because the occurrence of 1 is more than 2. So it's pretty clear. So there are two ways of doing it. I will show you both the ways. First way is we can use without actually using any space. Uh, we can just tell if it's true or false, which is using sorting. So if we use sorting algorithm, what we'll be doing is once we have the nums array, we'll sort them, and after sorting it, we will see 1 1 2 3. Right after sorting this nums array, it's going to be 1 1 2 3, and so the algorithm will be if there are any two consecutive elements which are same, that means that we have duplicates, right? Because sorting, what it does is that it will reorder all the elements in a ascending order. So any two consecutive elements, if they are same, that means that it has duplicates in it. So let's code it down. So I will be using the standard library sorting function in C++, and it takes two parameter. First one is nums begin, which is the a pointer to the a nums vector, and nums dot end, which is a pointer to the end of the vector. So once we have that, what it does is it will return us nums after sorting it. Once we have sorted it, we will be iterating in that sorted array, and then we'll be using the same algorithm, which is just look for two consecutive values. So if nums of I minus 1, that is equals to nums of I, that means we found a duplicate, and we'll be returning true from here. If not, out of that if statement, we'll just yeah, we won't do anything, right? Because it will keep on going, and if there isn't one, then saying return false, which means it has all distinct values. Also, this should be 1 just because we are using nums I minus 1 and I. So if you do a dry run, if you just look for the first element, it should be 1 minus 1 0 and 1 over here. So nums of 0 equals to number one, nums of ones. So it's going to return true. So it shouldn't be 0, it should be 1. So make sure that you understand that. So let's run this. Oh, I made a typo. It should be nums and not num. Let's run it. Okay, it successfully passes all the three test cases. Let's submit it. All right, it passes. So, okay, yeah, this is one of the ways of doing it. So let's look at the another way, which is using some sort of data structure, and we will just not sort and just use a data structure to figure out. So in that case, you might need to use a set. So a set in C++ or STL set is unordered set or set. We can essentially use that underlying data structure to say if it contains duplicate or not. So set has a property that it will only take unique elements. If there is duplicates, it will still consider it as just one element. I'll show you how. So let's do an unordered set. We'll declare it as integer type and we'll just name it as s, and we will be iterating. So I'll show you another way of iterating, which is like this. You can just use int I, showing or telling what type of iterator it will be using, so int in this case, and it should iterate over all the elements of nums. And we'll be checking if s dot find, if it finds this I, this element. Oh, yeah. So s dot end. So what this means is that it has iterated. If it does it find the I, if it doesn't find the I, it will go at the end of the iterator. So s dot end in this case. So if this is the case, then we will just insert the s dot insert the element, right? Otherwise, we will return true, which means that it has found the duplicate element, right? Otherwise, out of this loop, we'll say return false. If it never comes into this else statement, that means there isn't any duplicate set, so it should return false. So let's run this. All right, it passes all the three test cases. Let's submit it. Perfect, it accepts this. So yeah, I basically showed you two ways of doing it. It's pretty easy problem. It's a beginner level problem. If you just started coding, then it's a good practice to do it both ways and just understand how another set works over here. That we are finding this particular element. If it finds the element, it could it should return, or other I can also change it to, for example, say not equals to. So let's do this. Tweak it a little bit. So this means if s dot find I does not it's not equals to s dot end, that means that it has found the element, right? So we'll just change it. We'll change it to return true over here. So, and one of the the point of me showing the other way is that you don't really have to use else over here. You can directly say s dot insert I. The reason being that we are not using else over here because we are already returning value true if it comes into this if statement. If it doesn't, it automatically inserts. So it will be iterating in all the elements in nums. If it does not find s dot end, which means it has looked in the entirety of the unordered set, and it did not it did not find the s dot end, or it did not went till the end of the iterator. That means it has found this value and will be returning. That means we already encountered a duplicate. If not, then it will never come into if statement. It will insert the element and go to the other element, next element in the nums vector. So yeah, if we run this, let's see. Okay, it passes all the three tests, and let's submit it. All right, it successfully passes the submission. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the two different ways, and I basically showed you if you change this if statement to something like if s dot find I is not equals to s dot end, then return true. If it's not, then it will just insert. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one.